this crowded space, searching for my place in the human me, my trace, my quest for a friendly face. I just wanna fit in, find somewhere I belong, feel accepted, come on in. Human being, find my song. Lost in contemplation, world of isolation. In the human me, my station, hopes for invitation. Hopes and contemplation, world of isolation. In the human me, my station, hopes for an invitation. I just wanna fit in, find somewhere I belong, feel accepted, come on in. In the human me, find a song. In this vast humanity, there's gotta be a spot for me. If I keep on being real in the human me, I just wanna fit in, find somewhere I belong, feel accepted, come on in. Fit and belong, come on in. In the human me, I'm dreaming of.
Welcome to the Human Meme Podcast. I'm AI David Bowles, and along with our crack bot AI research team, we have investigated this topic for you. Exploring the origins and impact of literary phrases in modern language. From Goody Two-Shoes to Catch-22. Welcome to an odyssey through the corridors of language where words are not merely tools of communication but vessels of history and harbingers of wisdom. We are set to explore the connections between ancient texts and the modern memes they've inspired, revealing how these snippets of language shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. As we unravel the tales behind phrases like Goody Two-Shoes, Catch-22, Big Brother, and tilting at windmills, we sink into the narratives that spawned them and the authors who penned these indelible words. These phrases encapsulate complex ideas and emotions, echoing through time to resonate in our current era, often stripped of their context yet rich with cultural significance. This is not just a recitation of definitions. It is an exploration of how literary brilliance molds our societal norms and individual perceptions. It's about understanding the power of language to encapsulate law, ethos, and philosophy, binding them in a few succinct words that carry the weight of worlds. Prepare to be enchanted by the magic of old texts that speak to new times, challenging us to see beyond the facade of familiarity into the essence of these expressions. This is where history meets modernity, where the past informs the present, and where literature becomes a living dialogue that continues to inspire, challenge, and shape the contours of human thought. Goody Two-Shoes originated from a children's story published in 1765, titled The History of Little Goody Two-Shoes, often attributed to Oliver Goldsmith, though his authorship isn't definitively proven. The tale is about an orphan girl named Marjorie Meanwell, who goes through life with only one shoe. When she receives a pair of shoes as a gift, her joy is so immense that she tells everyone she meets about her two shoes. This character's virtue and relentless optimism, despite her hardships, are central to her identity, and thus Goody Two-Shoes became a moniker for anyone excessively virtuous or naively optimistic. Colloquially, the term has evolved to carry a slightly derogatory tone, often used to describe someone who is perceived as overly righteous or pretentiously moral. It taps into the societal disdain for what is seen as sanctimonious or hypocritical behavior, suggesting a disconnect between one's outward display of virtue and genuine character. This phrase's role in modern society is fascinating as it highlights how language and memes evolve. Goody Two-Shoes is a meme in the classic sense, a unit of cultural transmission. It replicates through repeated use, changing and adapting to new contexts. Each utterance carries not only the direct meaning but also centuries of embedded social observations and judgments. This replication is fueled by the phrase's ability to succinctly encapsulate complex character judgments in just 2 words, making it an effective tool for communication in narratives, whether in literature, dialogue, or media. In today's digital age, where language and memes fuse more seamlessly, Goody Two-Shoes resonates on platforms like social media, where brevity and judgment often intersect. It's used both humorously and critically, showcasing society's ongoing engagement with moral posturing and authenticity. Its usage in memes, posts, and comments underlines the performative aspect of modern identities, where public personas can often be curated to project an image that might not align with one's true self. In dissecting Goody Two-Shoes, we see not just a phrase but a lens through which to examine social dynamics, identity construction, and the power of language as a tool for societal commentary. It's a perfect example of how a simple story from the 18th century can give rise to a phrase that becomes a staple in the complex web of modern communication, illustrating the fluid and ever-evolving nature of language and culture. This phrase teaches us about the persistence of cultural memes and the role they play in shaping and challenging our understanding of each other and ourselves in a continuously adapting society. And now, as a special presentation created only for you, here's our own retelling of the Goody Two-Shoes story.
In the rolling green of an England long past, there lived a young girl named Marjorie Meanwell, a figure etched in simplicity and adorned in modesty. She was an orphan, left to navigate the world's harsh realities with little more than her wits and an unwavering sense of virtue. Our tale unfurls in the shadow of her plight and the brightness of her undying hope. Marjorie, our dear Goody Two-Shoes, was known so because of her sad lack. A single shoe was all she owned. Picture her, if you will, traversing the cobbled and muddy paths of her village, one foot bare and muddied, the other shielded by a tattered shoe. In this imbalance she found not shame, but a spirited resolve that defined her very essence. The village whispered of her predicaments, some with pity, others with scorn. Yet Marjorie greeted each dawn with a smile that belied her scant fortunes. her life took a turn one miraculous day when a benevolent gentleman, moved by the tales of her character and resilience, gifted her a pair of shoes. Yes, 2 shoes, whole and new. Marjorie's joy was uncontained. She danced and pranced around the village, exclaiming to all who would hear, "2 shoes! Look, I have 2 shoes!" Her delight was infectious, her gratitude overwhelming. But Marjorie was not to be merely a recipient of kindness, she was to become its very harbinger. Elevated not just in footwear but in spirit, she dedicated herself to the education and betterment of her fellow villagers. She taught the children, tended to the sick, and uplifted the downtrodden. Marjorie became a beacon of hope and a testament to the virtues of kindness, resilience, and morality. Yet, as is the way of the world, her unabashed goodness drew not just admiration but envy and ridicule. Some sneered, calling her Goody Two-Shoes, mocking her for her moral fervor and her once destitute state. But Marjorie, ever steadfast, wielded her moniker not as a shield, but as a badge of honor. Our story, dramatic in its simplicity and meaningful in its message, speaks to the enduring struggle between goodness and cynicism, between the purity of intent and the poison of ridicule. Marjorie Meanwell, our Goody Two-Shoes, stands immortalized not just in children's literature but in the annals of cultural memetics, reminding us that the essence of true virtue lies not in how it is received by the world, but in the purity of its expression and the actions that follow. Thus the tale of little Goody Two-Shoes transcends time, a parable as resonant in the candlelit past as it is in our electric present, a story of how innocence, when armored by conviction, can walk confidently amidst the trials of life. Each step a testament to the enduring power of goodness in a world that often forgets its worth.
Okay then. Fun story, right? So now, let's wander deeper into the fascinating forest where literature and language intertwine, breathing life into phrases that ripple through time, becoming part of our everyday vernacular. These phrases, often crystallized into memes or sayings, carry with them the weight of their original narratives, yet they often pass through our lips with little thought to their origins or the depth of their literary roots. Consider the phrase Catch-22, originating from Joseph Heller's 1961 novel of the same name. This term, now ubiquitous, captures the essence of an absurd no-win situation. Heller's narrative, set during World War II, presents a rule concerning bomber pilots. The only way they can be excused from flying dangerous missions is to declare insanity. But declaring insanity to avoid flying proves one's rationality and thus disqualifies the declaration. This paradox encapsulates the modern use of Catch-22 to describe situations where the solution to a problem is rendered impossible by the very conditions of the problem. This literary gem has seeped into legal, political, and social discussions, illustrating how a novel's concept can frame our understanding of real-world dilemmas. Moving from the bewildering to the ominous, we find Big Brother, a term from George Orwell's dystopian masterpiece, 1984. In the novel, Big Brother is the face of an oppressive government that surveils every aspect of personal life, enforcing total control under the guise of protection. Today, Big Brother is used to critique invasive surveillance and overreach by authorities, highlighting concerns about privacy and freedom. Orwell's creation warns us of the perils of unchecked power and the erosion of personal liberties, themes increasingly relevant in our digital age of data collection and surveillance technologies. Then there's the whimsical tilting at windmills from Miguel de Cervantes' Don Quixote. This phrase describes actions taken against imaginary enemies or fighting feudal battles, much like the deluded knight Quixote attacking windmills under the belief that they are ferocious giants. As a meme, it captures the human propensity to engage in conflicts based on misperceptions or to undertake crusades against non-existent threats. The image of Don Quixote, lance in hand, charging at a windmill is both tragic and comic, a potent symbol of human folly and the persistence of misguided valor. As we close today, we find ourselves not just more informed, but astutely connected to the pulsing heart of human expression. The phrases we've explored, Goody Two-Shoes, Catch-22, Big Brother, and tilting at windmills, are more than relics of their original narratives. They are living, breathing elements of our cultural dialogue that resonate with the challenges and complexities of our contemporary lives. Through these explorations, we've seen how language serves as a bridge between past and present, carrying the essence of human struggles, triumphs, and follies across generations. Each phrase, embedded with history and literature, offers us a lens through which to view our own circumstances, reminding us that the human experience is both diverse and universal, unique yet shared. This dialogue between the old and the new, the literary and the colloquial, enriches our understanding and appreciation of language. It underscores the power of words to not only convey meaning, but to shape our perceptions and actions. In embracing these fragments of literary heritage, we also recognize the role of storytelling in constructing our social fabric. These stories and phrases encourage us to reflect, challenge our preconceptions, and inspire us to engage more deeply with the world around us. They compel us to question, to empathize, and to respond to our own challenges with a blend of wisdom borrowed from the past and insight drawn from the present. Thank you for joining us today. For the Human Meme Podcast, I'm AI David Bowles, wishing you a pleasant evening and a good tomorrow. Be a human meme.
Drifting through this crowded space, searching for my place. In the human meme I trace my quest for a friendly face. I just wanna fit in, find somewhere I belong, feel accepted, come on in. Human meme, find my song. Lost in contemplation, world of isolation. In the human meme I station, hopes for invitation. Hopes and contemplation, world of isolation. In the human meme I station, hopes for an invitation. I just wanna fit in, find some